am going to work hard to ensure that something like this never happens to a progressive candidate again.
Well, this one hurts. Nina Turner lost her race in Ohio's 11th district against a Republican-backed Democrat, Shontel Brown. Now, I'll get to the breakdown here in a minute. First, I just want to show you the results and the first tweets that Nina put out since the loss. So here's Shontel Brown winning the race, 50.18% to 44.52%. See here, the gap really isn't all that big, but as I'll show you, the money backing Shontel Brown and the lies put out about Nina Turner, making her appear or sound conservative when she's not, is the reason this race is what it is. And it's also, as I'll get to, a huge, just an obvious giveaway when you have here what many consider to be a more centrist or moderate district. For Shontel Brown's campaign to run attack ads against Nina Turner, claiming she is more conservative, claiming she doesn't support things like Medicare for all, it just shows you that they are aware. The establishment, corporate money, they are aware of how popular progressive policy is when even in a more centrist district, they have to pretend that their opponent is conservative. So let me first show you, as I said, Nina's tweets here. After the loss, she tweeted this out saying, "We knew this would be an uphill battle from the moment we started this campaign. While we didn't cross the river, we inspired thousands to dream bigger and expect more. We couldn't overcome the influence of dark money, but we left our mark on Ohio's 11th and this nation. To every volunteer, supporter, and conscious-minded soul who donated their time, talent, and treasure to our campaign, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Whether you knocked doors or opened your purse, you are part of this movement. Blessed to be on this journey with you all." So I'll have a clip of her speech in a bit here, but let me go over what happened in this race. So starting with something that should have been front and center during this campaign, the fact that the Hillary-endorsed candidate, Shontel Brown, faces a potential ethics probe, a felony ethics probe. So Shontel Brown, while she was head in Cuyahoga County, head Democrat there, she awarded $17 million in government contracts to a company connected to her boyfriend. How this isn't, the main story coming out of this, that the Democrat that won this race is facing a felony ethics probe, is beyond me. This should be the story. But you have here this candidate, of course, backed by, let's go over some of the money. So corporate Democrats and lobbyists for Big Oil, Big Pharma, Fox News, and Wall Street are fundraising for Nina Turner's primary opponent, Shontel Brown, in the Ohio congressional race. So Nina Turner back in May was dominating in this race in the few polls that existed. But once Hillary backed Shontel Brown, that was a signal to all these corporate donors to back Shontel Brown, and they poured a ton of money into this campaign and spread lies and attack ads on Nina Turner. Now, as I said, Republicans both in and outside the district are also backing Brown. Her latest fundraising report showed backing from Roger Sonnenberg, former chairman of the Cuyahoga County Republican Party, and Robert Kraft, owner of the New England Patriots and a close confidant of Republican former President Donald Trump. So, yeah, Trump supporters backing Shontel Brown. That is now the Democratic representative in Ohio's 11th. Now, to be clear here, this was a special election, so there's going to be another election in the fall, but she's likely going to win as this is a very blue district. So you have here a Republican-backed Democrat now in this seat. And to buttress that point, here's Bill Kristol on July 29th saying that Tuesday's Democratic primary is effectively the general election, and all registered voters can vote in the Democratic primary. Just request a Democratic ballot. Here he is telling Republican voters in Ohio's 11th district to go and vote for Shontel Brown. And in case you don't know who Bill Kristol is, here's a short history lesson. Kristol has held many titles over the years as a Republican operative, vice presidential chief of staff, neoconservative writer and analyst, and political pundit. Kristol, however, is perhaps most famous for his role as one of the most vocal and influential public advocates for the Iraq War. As journalist John Schwartz put it, quote, "No one outside of the inner circle of the George W. Bush administration bears greater responsibility for the war than Crystal. He co-founded a think tank whose purpose was to make the case for war, wrote a book and dozens of articles calling for an invasion, and appeared constantly on TV explaining why it had to happen." This is who backed Shontel Brown, encouraging other Republicans to also go and vote for Shontel Brown in this Democratic primary. And another big piece, of course, more money here. This from Kirk A. Bato, saying here, check out the bag dropping ahead of tomorrow's, of course, this was a couple days ago, Ohio's 11th primary. DMFI, who's the Democratic Majority for Israel PAC, has spent more money opposing Nina Turner than nearly all other outside spending combined. And just take a look at this. Almost $2 million from the Democratic Majority for Israel. And it's not even close compared to the other money spent in this race. And you see here, opposing Nina Turner and supporting Brown. That is the majority, of course, of the money from that PAC. And what kind of misinformation that they put out there about Nina Turner during all this? Well, this from Ryan Grimm. DMFI PAC mailer tries to suggest Nina Turner is against raising the minimum wage and universal health care. So they had to pretend that Nina Turner is a conservative. Shontel Brown is the conservative backed by Republicans. But people backing Shontel Brown, because they understand the popularity of raising the minimum wage, of universal health care, of immigration reform, they had to pretend that Nina Turner is conservative to beat her. Absolutely disgusting. Now, let me get to a clip here from Nina Turner's concession speech.
We not gonna stop. See, there's a debt that has to be paid. And Sister Turner not playing. I am going to work hard to ensure that something like this never happens to a progressive candidate again. And I don't want you to relent, because it took evil money. It took evil money to come in here and do this. But I swear to you that as sure as there is a God in heaven, Sister Turner gonna continue working with every fiber of her being until true justice rings. This ain't over. Don't leave this place sad. Don't leave this place depressed. I want you to leave this celebration more resolute. And we are going to continue to push. And I do believe that the everyday people of this nation, that the sleeping giants are going to continue to be awakened. And we are going to be the ones to wake them up. Ain't no stopping us now. God bless you all.
So, you know, you can't help but love Nina's energy there and her optimism for the future. Because while this is clearly very disappointing, very depressing to see Nina lose this race because of the amount of money spent against her by corporations, by outside groups, by Republicans, it's still, we have seen wins. And it's not like, you know, everything's a loss. Yes, there have been big losses. Bernie Sanders, of course, in 2016 and 2020. This loss is a big loss. But there is hope. And just to remind you of that, in 2018, Cori Bush lost to William Lacey Clay 37% to 57%. 2 years later, she beat Lacey Clay 49% to 46%. There's a lot of hope here. And Cori Bush, of course, as I covered yesterday, is the one that her protest in front of the Capitol led to Joe Biden having to react to extend the eviction ban. So you have here hope. Nina, of course, is not going away. She's going to continue the fight. She may run in this district again. She may run somewhere else. Who knows? But clearly she will be engaged in politics, continuing to fight for the working class as she always has. Last thing here, I saw this and it's very positive. So I want to end on this. This from the All-American Socialist, who, by the way, is on YouTube. Check him out. Says here, we reversed a coup and won in Bolivia. We reversed a counter-revolutionary movement and won in Venezuela. We reversed course in Peru and defeated a right-wing autocrat. We will win in Brazil next year. We will win across the United States. Chins up, stiff upper lips, accept the test. He's right. And these are only a few wins. So, I mean, there was a win yesterday, again, with Cori Bush. So you have here hope. There are victories happening, and victories will continue happening. There will, of course, be losses along the way, including big losses like this. But these are all opportunities to learn and grow and just fight harder next time.